Hello and welcome back
No
to more VGM, everybody, and more Dream Daddy.
No poop.
What do you mean? What?
Right before we freaking start, and it's uncool.
I don't know what you're talking about. You ready for our last date with Damien here?
Yes. Goth Daddy.
Always use a coat of wax after a wash. On what?
Yeah.
I hope you mean your car.
Do you really want to know?
Wax it. Rip out all the hair.
Rip out all that hair. Whoa, it'll turn you into soprano real quick.
Exactly. Ever since we had that picnic in the graveyard, Damien and I have been spending a lot of time together. We go on nighttime strolls pretty regularly. He was so impressed with the first letter I wrote him that he insisted we only communicate by post instead of through Dadbook. I initially protested, but he gave me one of his old signet rings to use as a seal for my letters, and I just couldn't say no.
Dude, can I just say, that is cool.
Right?
Like,
he gave us an old signet ring to seal our letters. We're basically married at this point.
Dude, like freaking, I can't stress to you enough how cool that is that you guys both write freaking profoundly eloquent letters.
Well, I don't know about eloquent.
Seal them well, yeah, I don't know about eloquent, but but like you still write them out like old-fashioned, write them out on parchment, and then you seal them with hot wax and a ring,
on paper.
signet ring. Like, oh, that's cool.
I don't think anybody uses parchment anymore.
No, in fact, I would be 100% okay with just paper, but like freaking the fact that you guys sealed the envelopes with like wax and freaking a signet ring, like, that is cool.
It is very cool.
Hanging out with that goth dad again.
Please, Amanda, you know his name. And yes.
Huh. Be honest with me here, Pops. Is he actually a vampire? I remember you inviting him into our household that one time, and I've seen the Lost Boys, and I honestly would have preferred trying to see if he could have walked through the threshold of our home under his own power.
Yes, Amanda. I have become Damien's familiar. I am compelled under his curse. I'm sorry, sweetie.
Oh, that's so great. Turn into a bat.
I don't think...
What's the point of being a vampire if you can't turn in... You know what? Amanda's asking the real questions here. Like, what's the point?
Yeah, if I can't turn into a swarm of bats, just drain me dry. Don't even turn me.
Like, yeah, screw immortality. I want the bat feature.
All you gotta do is eat some Chipotle, and you'll get the bats.
You'll get those bats for sure.
They may not come out, where you want them to, but you'll get the bats.
Huh. I remember those. Like, I actually don't mind it. Chipotle, I actually really do enjoy Chipotle. But anyway, that was a tangent I think I've done before. Anyway,
I can't eat it because the only one close to me, there's places down there that I have eaten at before that I'd much rather go and eat at, like Penn Station. I love Penn Station. They have great sandwiches there, and they have like really good like fresh lemonade that is dynamite, and they have like the best chocolate chunk cookies. Like even the chunks of chocolate stay soft in the cookie. They're so good.
Anyway, are you taking the car or are you flying off into the night on the leathery wings of a bat?
One of those. While I'm out, can you throw away the garlic bread that's in the freezer so I don't die? That would be great.
I'm keeping it there as insurance. You understand, right?
That's my girl.
I love this. Oh, great. I love how they've written the relationship between these two. It's so great.
Yes.
Their dialogue is amazing, and I love it.
Damien and I walk along the water's edge, chatting. He tries not to get too close, since he can't cross moving bodies of water. Damien's cloak, he hates it when people call it a cape. Damien's cloak flutters behind him in the breeze. Yes, it's not long enough to be a cape.
Sure, it's not. You're not. You're wrong. You're right. It's not. It's too short.
This is going to seem like a silly question, but why do goths wear black? Gothic subculture has always been associated with death, so it would make sense that the style surrounding it would be greatly influenced by mourning. Huh. Interestingly enough, though, was that in the Victorian era, Queen Victoria herself mourned the death of her late husband for 10 whole years, wearing black for the rest of her life. If that's not goth, I don't know what is. I have another question. Go ahead. How are you so comfortable with death? You mentioned in the graveyard that it helps you appreciate your life or something.
Oh, no.
I've expected several losses over the course of my life. Experienced.
Sorry.
I've experienced several losses over the course of my life, including my reading comprehension. And I truly believe...
and I truly mourn it with every passing day.
I truly believe the only manageable way to cope with it is to accept that death is simply part of living. It's the single universal truth for every human who has ever lived. I am going to die. You are going to die. And life carries on without us.
Without a single care. In fact, you could say the world doesn't care at all if you die. I mean,
It's almost like we're all meaningless, infinitesimal specks on a speck in a speck in the universe.
Yes. This is why I like Horton Hears a Who is actually a really, really good story. I mean, what?
And do you hear that? It sounds as if 1,000 tiny voices are crying out in unison. We are here. We are here.
Horton Hears a Who is an amazing story. Anyway.
It is a good one. All of Dr. Seuss's stories are good.
Yes, Dr. Seuss, with his weird way of writing and storytelling, is wacky is more correct, but you know, that's not a bad thing. Anyway.
And he wasn't afraid to just make shit up for the rhyme.
Oh, absolutely. That's like half of his work is he just created words. How he just made a word and.
You know what? Nothing rhymes with this. I'm gonna make something that rhymes with it.
That's the thing though. Is like, all you have to to really just make a word. You just have to give context to what it is. Like you just have to give context as to the bare minimum you have to do is make it like you either have to give context enough that it's either a noun or a verb, or even an adjective, and that's it. You don't have to describe anything else about it, and you have a word. Welcome to words. It's lovely.
Boingus. It's a noun. I'll let you decide the meaning of it. It has to do with a person. It's somebody that is of a lower boingus. Intelligence.
You boingus.
Anyway. Listen here, boingus. Doesn't that make you feel scared? Not at all. Without the advances of modern science, death was everywhere in the Victorian era.
Oh yeah, like he's not wrong.
And yet funerals were major social functions.
Yeah, that's why they were, because death was such an often thing that everyone was just like, we're gonna make it into a party because this happens so often.
Victorians were obsessed with the mementos moris of their loved ones, even going so far as to take elaborately staged photographs of their dead relatives. Kind of Weekend at Bernie's style. Oh. I love that movie. It's full of hilarious antics and death. The
Minutia.
Minutia?
minutiae, I think, actually is more correct, but...
The miniature of mourning was so complex that there was sets of periods of grieving that were deemed unacceptable based on who you in your life had passed. Now, we don't have any of that. If you lose someone, you end up feeling lost yourself because we have no modern equivalent of those formalities. We need to allow ourselves time to grieve, to feel that loss fully, but not allow it to consume us. So no, I'm not afraid of death.
I hate that he's right.
I believe it is a waste to spend your life dreading the end of it.
You know, he's not wrong.
The time we have here is brief and fleeting and occasionally cruel, but it is at all times precious. To stare death in the face and live despite that, I think, is a noble existence. Let's save the mourning for the dead. Wow.
It's called morning.
That's beautiful.
It's called morning. The time of day. Because everyone would be mourning. Because usually people passed away in the night. That's why it's good. Anyway.
I used to think that's why they were called morning doves, is because they were always like out in the morning. You would see them out and hear them in the morning, and then later in the day they would kind of like disappear and not be as vocal.
Pretty much.
But no, they're called morning doves because they sound like they're crying when they're cooing.
Yes. Head pat.
I can see the moonlight in the bay glint off Damien's eyes. He
I love that
smiles.
it's moonlight. I forgot that it's night because this picture is
Sunset.
so sunset. And it's just like, what?
He smiles.
Welcome to Reused Assets. It's lovely.
We turn to the harbor and watch ships pass, breathing in the salty sea air. I look to Damien again and can't help but be entranced by his charm, his mystery. I find everything about him so fascinating. I lean in closer to Damien, closing my eyes as I do so. I'm so sorry. I have to take this. Damien steps away from me to answer his phone. Oh no, I hope it isn't Lucian again. After speaking in hushed tones for a few moments, Damien returns to me. Is everything okay?
Eyes.
There is an emergency. Lucian?
Oh.
No, thankfully, but I must take my leave. Oh, okay. Is there anything I can do to help? Dads do have to stick together, right?
Of course.
You know it.
100%. It's like, this is the moment of, I had no plans.
Right. Then come.
So.
There isn't time to waste.
Again, I love that it's supposed to be like nighttime.
Right? Bright as day, right? After a short drive in silence, we arrive at a rundown building on the outskirts of town. Where are we? It's better if I just show you. I push the surprisingly heavy door open and find myself in a dimly lit waiting room. A few rickety chairs line the walls, and there doesn't seem to be anyone behind the front desk. There are a few paintings and pictures on the wall, but they're so nondescript, I'm still unsure of what kind of place this even is. Wait here for a moment. I'll be right back.
I'd assume this is like a veterinary clinic of some sort. Or
After he moved out of the way and I
pets?
see the crates, yeah, it seems to be some veterinary place of some sort.
I don't know. So, though, it might be misleading, so we'll find out.
It might be a research facility, and those are crates for subjects.
We'll find out.
Damien walks off down a corridor, his boot heels echoing through the halls of this seemingly empty building. Distant howls echo from some place I can't see, and there's a faint scratching sound like claws on tile. I cautiously peek down the hall and find stall after stall of scared-looking dogs. A few of them notice me and skitter up to the chain-link fence and sticking their noses through to sniff the air. What have I gotten myself into?
You're going to adopt a puppy.
Suddenly, the lights shut off. I panic. unsure of where I am or how I get out. I stumble through the darkness, my breathing getting heavier and heavier. Damien! The lights finally turn back on. Oh.
Hey, sailor.
It's bitchy girl.
Yep. This
Almost,
is,
almost
what's his
taken.
name's wife.
I almost didn't recognize you without some alcoholic beverage in your hand.
That's totally not alcoholic. Totally not. I mean,
Mary, what are you doing here?
You aren't here for the fight.
sorry, I had to internalize that sentence for a second.
The what?
You aren't here for the fight club?
I forgot what voice I gave.
I don't want to get punched in the face.
Great, because this is an animal shelter.
What?
We take care of stray animals and then people adopt the stray animals. Didn't you see the pets when you walked in?
Oh, sorry, I didn't really expect to see you volunteering at an animal shelter.
Wow. Okay, kid. Way to put me in a box.
I mean, fair. This one's our fault.
James, you hear this baloney?
Just one moment. Thunder cracks, and a door bursts open, appearing from the shadows I see. Damien?
I am
Daddy?
sorry. I am taken aback by that one. that one shocked me. I'm sorry.
Hello, Daddy. Hey, it's Damien. He looks completely different. No cloak, no Victorian era clothing, no makeup. I wasn't planning to share this side of me until much later, but I'm not as goth as you think. I'm a systems administrator for the IT department of a realty company.
That explains a lot. You know what? Like, I mean, I knew he had probably had some sort of high-end job. Like, Victorian stuff is not cheap. Like, none of his lifestyle is cheap.
Right? I wear tennis shoes to work, and I listen to Bruce Springsteen. I enjoy going to the hardware store and looking at storage solutions, and I volunteer at this animal shelter in my spare time. I'm boring.
No, not really.
I'm fascinated with the Victorian history and the goth lifestyle. That much is true. It's just not all that I am, and I need you to know that.
Hate to kill the moment here, but there's some pressing business that needs attending to.
Oh, right.
It's Duchess Cordelia.
Cordelia?
Cordelia,
Maybe.
sorry.
Again? Who's Duchess Cordelia?
She's one of the pups. Gets out all the time. She somehow learned how to open doors, and now she's unstoppable.
I feel that. When a dog learns how to open a door, it's
Oh, yeah. They know it forever. When did she get out?
This morning, I went to go sing sea shanties to the cats, and when I came back, she had already bolted.
Sea shanties to the cats? What?
how much money do I need to pay to hear this?
Why? Like, you're just in the back of the shelter just singing Wellerman to fucking cats? Like,
Hey, I'd pay for it. Bet the cats would too.
I have to stay here with the pets, so I need you two to go and find her.
of course. Where could she be?
She always ends up running off to the same places. I'm sorry, the you cutting in your portrait cutting in with the Danny Sykes Bang outfit. Just like one of these things is not like the others.
That's the point. It's comedy. Mary starts scribbling on the back of the pet adoption form.
She's very smart, ruthless even. You need to stay on your toes and get hers back by sundown, or else she turns into a werewolf and starts eating people. Oh dear.
What?
Wait, it's already nighttime though.
You're a perfect little peach, Splurt.
Ah.
We just don't want her to be stuck outside when it's cold.
That makes a lot more sense.
I'll grab some treats and we can hit the road. Damien and I look over the map Mary created for us. Oh man, I'm Nerd's house. At least you're not other
oh my
Nerd's
God.
house.
Wow,
Looks like you're moving up in the pecking order.
Mary's sick pad, coffee dad, Nerd's house, Smalls, Dame's other Nerd's house, Mario,
Mario Batali.
and Kale. No, I gotta ask you now. Can you name which one's which?
The ocean or whatever.
The ocean or whatever. The classic mixing up West and East. I do that occasionally myself.
East? I thought you said Weast. And just the shit.
Shit. Shit. Mary's map, aquarium, softball field, shelters. Okay, so I'm curious. I'm curious, Dragno. Do you know which house is which?
Let's see.
Based off her descriptions.
Coffee dad is barista dad.
Yep.
Kale is Craig, bodybuilder
Yep.
dad.
Yep.
Mary's sick pad is her house with
Her house.
his ascot
Yeah.
dad.
Yep.
Smalls is Warfet.
I don't think so. I think he's. Maybe. I don't know.
Dames is Damien. Other Nerd's house is teacher dad, and Mario Batali is I'm better than you, dad.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That might be right. I don't know. I was just asking to see if you knew.
I think I'm right. I think I got it.
Anyway. Sorry. Sorry, everybody. It's important, okay? I love this map. It's so funny.
Congrats, kiddo.
Where should we head first?
Well, at least you're first Nerd's house.
Softball
So,
field.
shelter.
Damien and I exit the parking lot and start driving toward town. I look over to him. He seems concerned. Shouldn't be too hard to find the Duchess, right? She's a pretty big pup. Mary wasn't kidding when she said the dog was smart. One time she correctly guessed the winner of the Kentucky Derby. It was a really great year for Bark Bark Bark. I don't... No comment on that?
No, yeah. Just bark, bark, bark.
Woof, woof, woof. Didn't do so well. I don't know. What do you think our odds are, Split? Abandon all hope, ye who enter here. Yep.
I think you'd find that funny.
But lo, look upon God's creation, and retch with horror at what he hath forsaken. Hell is empty, and the devils are all here.
Oh, he really loved that.
I think so, yeah. Nice. I thought that would cheer you up. Let's just hope for the best.
That, gosh dang, that was good.
Thank you. We got this. We drive to the softball field. It looks like Craig's team is practicing. I wonder if any of the kids saw something. Craig spots us and jogs over, softball bat slung over his shoulder. Baby of the papoose! Let's go!
Baby the papoose!
We got the papoose! Look at his blank, empty stare. Not a thought between those eyes.
I'm so surprised they didn't give him a blink animation of some sort. It still gets me.
They should have given him the derpy blink.
Also the spit bubble. Just the random spit bubble.
Yes.
Oh.
Hey, bros, what's up? Craig, you wouldn't happen to have seen a dog around here, have you? One escaped from the animal shelter and we're trying to locate her. I don't think so. Maybe one of the girls saw something. Girls!
Hi, Amanda's dad. Hi, Lucian's dad.
We have names. Girls, have
They
you
will
seen any
never use
dogs
them.
around? Oh, no, absolutely
know.
not.
They know them. They just will never use them.
Yeah, a huge dog ran through here a second ago. You just missed it. Work tried to play fetch with her, but she just took the softball and ran.
Sweet, free ball. Thanks, chumps.
Pretty much.
I think she ate it, actually. She was a lot of dog.
Here, take another softball. Might come in handy later. Many thanks, Craig.
Well, she was near the softball field. We know that.
All right.
So she probably went to the coffee spoon. I think. I don't know.
Or the
She's either doing that way or to the aquarium. I don't know.
all right, coffee spoon it is. We park in front of Matt's coffee shop and walk inside. It seems a slow day. Matt sits behind the counter reading a book. Hey, Matt.
Hey,
Didn't expect to see you two today. What's up?
Huh.
Have you seen any stray dogs around? Can't say I have. You looking for one? Can you describe them to me? Enormous. That pretty well covers it.
Hey.
Cool. I find strays digging for food scraps in the alley out back sometimes. I'll be sure to keep an eye out. We head back to the car.
Oh, okay, so that was, I'm gonna go say probably the aquarium then. I would assume.
Penguins!
Penguins! We had a lovely playthrough this last winter with penguins.
Yeah.
Go check out our,
Whatever that series is.
Wow. We had a
Christmas
lovely
Carol.
we had a lovely playthrough of whatever the fuck that was. Wasn't
Look,
wasn't
brain-
memorable
brain
enough for me to even
tired.
remember.
Brain tired, no thoughts, head empty.
Damien and I stopped by the aquarium. Everything looks in order here, but it might help to get out of the car and take a look. You seen anything? No dog here, not even any sign of her. Did you know that penguins are considered the Goths of the sea? Damien, I want to believe you so badly.
Absolutely. Please. Oh, so they might have gone... I don't know.
I don't know.
Cul-de-sac.
It's probably cul-de-sac then.
We drive through the cul-de-sac and everything seems to be pretty normal. It looks like Brian's doing some yard work. We pull up to Brian's driveway and hop out.
Yeah, I had to say, freaking Brian has the build of yard work dad.
Yeah.
That
Hey!
actually like he's the kind of dad you don't actually arm wrestle because he might be fat, but I hate to break it to you, that's the strong fat.
Yeah. he's got the strong man build.
Yep.
He'll arm wrestle you and he'll snap your arm like a twig.
Pretty much. Like this is there's the jacked muscle bodybuilders that you guys know of, and then
That's just for show.
That's just for show. And then there's actually strong, and they look like Brian here.
Yep. Sleeper build, we call it.
These are the kind of guys who will take like full-sized elk and sling them over their shoulders.
Yeah, these are the one that do like the weightlifting competitions or lifting like car or like pulling train cars.
These guys will drag moose through the woods by the horns.
I'm gonna drag Taco through the woods.
Typically,
by the
you see
horns.
this kind of build. Actually, typically, the most stereotypical build of this is actually lumberjacks a lot, especially like deep forest.
He's very
lumberjacks.
lumberjack looking.
Yeah.
Hey, don't step on the grass. I just mowed. Have you seen any unusual activity in the area today? Aside from your underwatered lawn? Oh, here we go. Do you have any? You want to start again? Do you have any idea who I am? I have over 5 million power in Rise of Kingdoms.
Dear Lord. Dear Lord.
How dare you? I take my lawn care very seriously. Split, please. You haven't seen a dog run through here, have you? Well, a few hours ago I heard Maxwell barking at something. When I came outside, my garden had been torn to shreds. Going to take forever to re-till the soil.
So we're on the right path.
That could be a dog, or a rather feisty raccoon. Whatever it was, it must have been hungry. Ate all of my tomatoes. I'm very sorry to hear about your garden. If you need assistance restoring it to its former glory, please don't hesitate to contact me.
Don't contact me, though.
Yeah, don't contact me. You're on my
Terrible
list.
yard work.
Will do, buddy. Good luck finding that dog.
Oh no.
She is probably still hungry. I wonder if she's looking for more food elsewhere. I fear that the hour is growing short. We must make haste if we're to find the Duchess by sundown. Damien's looking more stressed out by the minute. I gotta think of something to lighten the mood.
These are terrible.
What kind of dog does a vampire have? I would imagine it would be unwise for a vampire to take up the company of a smaller mammal for the means of companionship. It would be too tempting to... A bloodhound. I was going to say bloodhound, Damien. Oh. Yes. Haha. Jeez.
Yeah, that did not go over well.
Well,
we tried. They were all terrible choices.
Yep.
I was like, these are all terrible choices here. Gosh dang it.
I keep reading Damien directions from the map as we drive around town. Looking for more food. Did we go back to the coffee spoon? We head back inside the coffee spoon. Hey, Matt. Guys, I think I may have seen that dog you were looking for. You did? A brown mastiff? Size of a house? Yeah. I saw it digging through the trash in the back. It ran away when I tried to get closer, though. Did you see what direction it ran in? Matt thinks for a second. Might have been running east, I think. That pup tore through 3 pans of old grateful banana bread. Want to take some for the road, just in case? Sure thing. Matt packages up a slice.
Okay.
Thanks for the slice. The road slice.
On your favorite card.
This grateful banana bread is going to be so good. I think he meant to give it to you for the dog. Right. I meant it's going to be so good for the dog. And slowly takes a bite of the banana bread.
Yes. Take the bite. Take it. Do it. Sorry, I was in the head. My brother showing me stuff. Sorry,
Get out, bro! We're doing a show!
But speaking of, it's next time on VGM.
Next time on VGM, everybody. Hopefully we'll find this dog.
Very quickly. I feel like we're very close, actually.
I hope we are. He's giving us the runaround.
Yep.
Until
Do you think we should continue, or do you think we should...
until next time, everybody. Bye.
Bye.